What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you another weekly anime review of Musaigen, aka Phantom World, if you prefer the English translation. This is episode 3, and this episode is probably going to determine if you will continue watching or if you are going to drop the said series. Because this is usually the make it or break it point for many anime fans when they watch a series. Because if you watched a lot of anime, usually at this point you're going to determine if it really has interested you enough to continue on watching, or if you're just going to drop it. Now, I know there's many anime fans out there right now, and when it comes to KyoAni, there's usually many that will continue watching a show regardless if it is bad, because KyoAni, regardless of what anyone says about characters to the plot, KyoAni has really good animation and art, and just for the production alone, it makes you want to continue watching, so I can give points to that. Now, just like I said with last week's episode, with some of the issues I had, there's still some glaring issues with this week's episode as well. Now, the main issue I have a problem with when it comes to this episode mainly has to retain to the way our main male character gets his newfound powers, or how he headbutts Mai and gets her abilities along with her memories. It's something that I felt was very forced and bad writing, for one reason alone. The beginning of the episode mainly kind of talks about how humans have different, ways to recall memories. Like, they kind of have select memory, they can make it to where they believe certain things they've seen. And I mean, overall, the entirety with, finding out more about memories, to how the different parts of, how you think about your memory, how it was termed and called, very awesome. It felt like really well in depth, and like they researched a lot of stuff when it came to memories of how human beings work. But when it came to how they kind of shit on that, and then the main male character had to just headbutt, I'm like, what was the point in the scientific research you guys put into the series? Because they did all this research for this science and stuff with how memories work and how humans think back on to recall their memories. And then, all of a sudden, after these scientists have researched for many years, they shit on it, and our main male character just finds out about this, or just talks about it for the first time in the episode. He just headbutts, and then he gets the powers, or the ability from Mai. And I'm like, just that alone, it made me sigh. I sighed quite a bit because of that. It was really hard to swallow when you get a character that's like that just gets those abilities like that. And I'm like, really? Of all that talking about how it was hard, or they've been putting a lot of research into it, all they had to do was do a headbutt, and that's it? I'm like, okay. And then also the way it was done in the middle of the battle, I just didn't like the execution of that. I felt like it could have been done before the battle to give some time for the main male character to kind of adjust, but I don't know. It was mainly, I think, there for fan service reasons as well, because seeing Mai, grab her under boob when she was doing that, which she's been doing every time she uses her power. So, yeah, once again, I gotta say, the fan service of the series is probably one of the most, prominent parts about the series. I think everybody has noticed by now, when it comes to Musaigen, the fan service is the main critical selling point of the series, besides the visuals, of course, and that's about it. I mean, when it comes to the plot of this episode, it's very basic. The main point is getting some characterization for Mai, and it's not really that good of characterization as well, and also getting to see, Reina getting a little bit jelly over, how she's not getting able to spend time with Mai, and that's kind of about it. I mean, she finds out she was a bully in the past, she forgot about this, and, these two fairies like, we want revenge after you kicked our ass when we were, like, 7 years old, and now we want to kick your ass now. Oh, you beat us, we're gone. And I'm like, okay, so, they were, very, one-dimensional characters, so, I mean, yeah. I don't really have much to say when it comes to this episode. It felt so bland. It was so bland. It was pretty much the same format as the last week's episode. Now, don't get me wrong, the overall concept is a little bit different, but the foundation, the pillars to this episode, was relatively the same as the other two episodes, because once again, our main characters, they go out, they try to defeat a phantom, they end the phantom, episode pretty much ends, along with introducing a new character, which in this episode, even though the character didn't get fully introduced, we had a little girl stalking around this entire episode, so it goes to play in the part that, she's the next character to be introduced. So, overall, everything has been very predictable, along with everything being just average. A very average show. Well, have a wonderful day or nights wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.